7:30 p.m. I would also like to thank you for listening to Community Radio on WGRN LP 94.1 FM, Columbus.
I want to welcome our listeners back to part 2 of our talk with Lena Dodley.
Is the music and doing maybe, a cartoon or short story or something like that. Yeah, that's the next. Do the same people that did the artwork for this, did they do the artwork for Peanut Butter and Jelly
No.
kids books also?
Christian Faith Publishing Company, they're the ones who did the artwork for me for Peanut Butter and Jelly Kids. But what I had to do was send them photographs of my family members, and then I tweaked them. So everybody you see is probably either brighter, browner, fluffier, or skinnier in the story. Or they may even be my coworkers, because the Peanut Butter and Jelly Kids Unleashed, I put quite a few of my coworkers in that story.
Oh, that's so nice. Did they charge you a fee?
No, they better not. No, they didn't charge.
You know how you be seeing on the shows?
I know, people be trying.
Well, you used my name, or you told about what happened, back when, and you got to get a release and all this stuff like that.
Oh, no, I didn't use their story. I used my own story, and I just used them as encouragement. Look, I know about that. Won't be coming after me. They don't even know who they are. But they encouraged me. So I wanted to also say I have a video out, and it's called Oh Beautiful. I don't know if I had time to check that out, but it was about, it's on YouTube, and it was about the struggles that we've had with crime and violence. So that's out there also. If people want to look that up on YouTube, Lena Dodley on YouTube, and they can check out my own beautiful video.
How else can our listeners, how else can they learn more about you? Through what social media platforms?
I am on also Facebook under author Lena Dodley, AUTHOR. And I'm also on an Instagram. And I'm working on my website right now.
Okay. That's cool. How long is that video that you have on YouTube? Is it a short video or a long video?
Oh, yeah, it's about 4 minutes. 4 minutes long. And it's like a spoken word, and then it took I took some photographs. I actually did some photography when they was having like the different riots downtown, and just different shots that I've taken over the years. And then I also went on Facebook, and then I put a notice out like, hey, if you have some photos that you want to send me that I can include, that has in my video that talks about the world, talks about beauty, or talks about struggle. So I wanted to include people that were on Facebook that I was connected with, to allow them to also have a voice through me. So I do that a lot with my projects. I try not to do any project without including someone that I love or I know, so we can go along the journey together.
That's so blessed. So how many responses do you get from people on Facebook, when you offer them to participate in, sending you pictures and stuff like that? Do you get a good return on that?
With the Oh Beautiful project, I did, yes. The Oh Beautiful project, I did. I think that was another thing that catapulted me into wanting to do. Actually, I'm going to do another video. And it's called Treasure Box, and my goal is to also have that out next year along with my book Crack. So,
girl, when they do turn it into a video, don't forget to give Ernie credits. He spoke it.
I will.
When it goes to the theater.
Right, we can go red carpet together.
No, she's way ahead of me. She's already doing videos and that kind of content. She's way ahead of me.
No, but it's just a YouTube video. But you got to start somewhere. Because a lot of times,
you said movie theater, Ernie.
Oh, movie theater.
Ernie said movie theater.
Oh no, but you have to go because you're my second interview, so you're not my first, but you're. I haven't had that many, so I'll remember you.
Yeah, I know. When you're sitting on the red carpet, we come and ask for an autograph. We were like, now what's your name again?
Right. Who that? Look, who that?
Who that?
Who that? Who that? I'm going to start rapping.
Hey,
who that Ernie is? Who that Ernie is? Ernie and police. Call the police.
That ought to be fun if you do that. Do that.
Yes.
Do that.
Do that.
Do that.
Oh goodness!
But you mentioned you got coworkers. You work a 8-hour job and still got time to do all of this, 'cause that's a lot.
Yes, I do, but that's how my mind works. So I
Do you
usually
sleep?
shut
Do
down.
you sleep?
I take naps. That's what I do. I literally take naps. So if I write, like now, I write pretty much between 9 and 11, or I might write between 2 and 4 in the morning. So it just depends on what's going on. I have my designated times when I write, and then I have to get up and be at work at 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to get it
Wow.
while it's flowing.
Yes.
Don't let her
You
sleep.
got to be pretty disciplined though, because if you in one of those grooves where you really are, the ideas are flowing. How do you like say, okay, I'm stopping right now. It's 2:00. I'm going to bed.
It tells me when to stop. I just
Okay.
say it tells me when to stop. I know when I'm supposed to start and when I'm supposed to stop because I get a feeling of being full.
And then she gets the feeling of being empty.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
She got it all
And I
down.
can't sleep. Yeah, I can't sleep unless I write it down and type out whatever it is. Even if it's one line, I have to write it down because it might be for another book like 5 years from now.
But you'll
Okay.
forget
Document
it when you wake up. You don't get it
Yep.
right.
Mhm. Very, very true.
And then you
That's
think,
how it
oh,
works.
that sounds real good. Then you say,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I write it in the morning. Then you be sitting there trying to think, what did I dream? What did it say?
Right.
You be trying all hard to remember
And
what it is.
And I've been trying to do a little bit more studying when it comes to different authors too, to see how they flow in their writing. Not to copy, but I want to be
Right.
able to learn, other people's different styles. Because I did. That's how I had to get disciplined with my writing. Because before I say freestyle like a rapper. I'm like doing whenever I felt like it. And then I read something where it was like, no, you need to pay attention and be in tune to see when your writing time is. And that way it'll flow better. And I was like, 2 to 4 in the morning? You're asking a lot. But 2 to 4 is really a good time. I got to pay the consequence. I got to be at work at 6:30. Yes. I get a nap in before I have to go back. Before I have to actually get up to my real paying job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ernie, do you have any questions? Any other questions you'd like to ask her?
What if I can? What is your day job, Lena? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh no, I don't mind. I actually do staffing and recruiting for the government.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's taxing there.
Yep,
I'm an ex-government worker.
Okay.
So I know how.
I got 4 more years.
Yeah, 4 more years.
4 more years. Go ahead and wrap it out. 4 more years.
4 more. I'm like 4 more. I might hit the floor. If I don't get out the door.
Ernie, we got to get her somebody who could turn her songs and words into music.
No, she's doing real good herself. She is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she is.
Oh no, can always use some extra help, extra elevation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's never enough, and that's something I had to tell myself because everybody was like, "Oh, well, you did the kids' book. You gonna do another kids' book?" And I was like, I don't want to do another kids' book. I want to do something grown and sexy. So I thought I was going to, that's what I wanted to do, something grown and sexy. But this book, it's a little bit more, it's a thriller. It's a little grown and sexy, but it's about real life. The book called Crack. So it's got a lot of elements to it.
I want to go back to when you was in fourth grade and you
fourth grade
teacher. Yeah, and you scared the teacher. What can you
my murder
tell
mystery?
us about what you wrote there?
Oh goodness, I don't know. What's the age group for this broadcast? Because I don't want the parents coming after me because she writes children's books. But what was she talking about?
You were in the fourth grade. Nobody heard you accountable for that.
You know, people still be judging. Look, somebody gonna say something. We already know. But I will just say I was an axe murderer in the fourth grade.
Did you happen to watch? Who's that? Not Chucky, but
Chucky. Okay.
What's the other guy named Freddy?
Freddy Krueger. I used to watch
it?
Oh, Jason and all them. Yes, I used to watch
Jason,
all that stuff. But that was later on because I might be a little older than you. But I'm in my 40s, but not. So that was later on down the road.
I'm gonna just say I don't think you older than me than Ernie and I.
Yeah.
I put my name behind Ernie.
Probably, but it's okay. I love being, like fine wine. Aging gracefully. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
big genes.
Yes, I cannot complain. I just keep saying thank you. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate it.
Now, if you do happen to go, if one of your books, your adult books, happen to go to the theater, would you ever consider acting in any of the movies if they ask you?
No, I wouldn't want to act. I like being behind the scenes. I would love to direct.
Okay.
That I would love to have some input on that. But I think my top goal is with my books. One of my writings is to meet Oprah. I think for me that would help solidify part of my labor. I don't have to meet her, but that is definitely one of my dreams. Maybe to be on Super Soul Sunday and write something that will, help inspire people, because I know the purpose for me being born, and I know a lot of people struggle with their purpose, and I believe that is why I am writing, and I don't think I'm going to stop writing until I take my last breath. I'm gonna write.
Yeah, I was reading something today, and it was talking about what your purpose is, or how to find your purpose. And I think that that's really kind of interesting in that as a whole, in doing that. Yeah. So
this is definitely my purpose.
It definitely is, because I was sitting here imagining that when you laying down sleeping, the words were coming out of your ears, hitting the ground.
Right. Like, girl, you better get up. I'm like, okay.
Go right up.
I actually sometimes sleep with the computer on my bed, and a pen and a pad.
Oh my!
I just leave it there now because I have to make sure I capture whatever I need to capture.
Yep, that's great. Ernie, so do you have a last question before we get ready to sign out?
Yes, I do. Now, Lena, if I saw you at a book fair or something like that, at a book signing, and I'm a teenager, and I come up to you and I say, I really want to be an author. What advice would you give me as far as pursuing this profession?
I would actually,
question.
If the parent is around, I would talk to the child first and ask them about their dreams and their vision. But if the parent was around, I would give them my card, because I believe part of my purpose is to help people walk in their purpose if they want to be a writer, regardless of where I go or how I'm elevated, or even if I stay the same. I want to be able to encourage and catapult the next student or the person who has a desire to put something out so they can also have their name written in the book.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't just give advice. I would say, hey, let me mentor your child or whatever.
And
Ooh,
that's really great.
Yeah, that's great. And I don't know how you would find the time with all that writing that you're doing. You know,
I make the time
with your computer.
But that's how I can do it. My life is really structured. I structure my whole day. Usually if something is injected, I'll be like, okay, well, I need to move this here. But I don't move my writing time. But you think 2 to 4 is not really interfering with too much. But 2 to 4 is my time. So, but there's also a season where it's quiet. So I might not write as much. This is I would say my most fertile season is right now because I have the comic book. I'm working on the novel, and I'm also producing another video and still working my regular day job. So.
I think that that's great in regards to the question that Ernie said, because there might be another young kid that could come up to you, and the same thing, to think that they have a lot of words, within their head, and then they can't, it comes out and people don't really understand, but you're able to say, hey, I've been there, I understand it, let me show you how to organize it.
Right.
That would be.
Go ahead. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just thinking about how great, that would be. So, Lena, do you have any last-minute words you'd like to say to our listeners? And then would you please repeat where our listeners can purchase your book and also, reach out to you on social media? Could you please, share all that one more time?
Sure. Again, my name is Lena Dodley. I am the author of Peanut Butter and Jelly Kids and the Hoppas and the Papas. And you can, my material can be found on Amazon, through Walmart.com, Barnes and Noble, the different entities like that. My website, that's being worked on, but I'm also on Facebook and Instagram if you need to reach me.
Did you give those addresses again on Instagram?
My Facebook and Instagram page are the same, author Lena Dodley. So it's just my first name and last name. Not my personal page, y'all, the author page. Because I get a lot of people trying to get my personal page and say, y'all think y'all slick. But get the author page. One day I'm going to just cut the other people off. So that's coming out, and I just want to remind everybody, please, I'm going to start eventually advertising for the book Crack. That's definitely another one of my babies that I can't wait. When I say blood, sweat, and tears, this one's my blood, sweat, and tears. And I want to also encourage those who feel like it's never enough or it's too late or whatever. It's never too late to fulfill your dream, even if it's a pamphlet that encourages someone or gets your feelings out or something. I say do it. Do whatever you can while you can. And that way, before you leave this earth, at least you know you did something that was within your heart. And it fulfilled. For me, this is a small purpose. And I know that whatever seed that I plant, it's for a bigger purpose for someone else to look back on and grow from.
Love it. Thanks for the words there. Thank you for the words. Because it's more than just. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you, Felice and Ernie.
Yeah.
Oh,
so, I mean, yeah, you've hit more. Like I said, I know that we were supposed to be, talking about your books, which we did talk about your books.
Yes.
But we also learned a whole lot, and I'm hoping that our listeners out there have some time to, definitely tune in and go into the Faith Thomas Foundation's YouTube page and listen to this interview again when you get time, because it has been definitely helpful for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people. So once again, thank you, Lena.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ernie, don't forget about me. Be looking for my phone call from the producer.
Thank you, Lena.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Lena. And this is Felice, your host. Peace out.
Now we're going to switch gears a little bit and give you some information on sickle cell disease. What is sickle cell disease? It's a group of inherited red blood cell disorders. Healthy red blood cells are round and they move through small blood vessels to carry oxygen to all parts of the body. In someone who has sickle cell disease, the red blood cells become hard and sticky and look like a C-shaped farm tool called a sickle. The sickle cells die early, which causes a constant shortage of red blood cells. Also, when they travel through small blood vessels, they get stuck and they clog the blood flow. This can cause pain and other serious problems such as infection, acute chest syndrome, and stroke. One misconception is that only African Americans have sickle cell. Sickle cell disease affects millions of people throughout the world, and is particularly common among people whose ancestors come from sub-Saharan Africa, Spanish-speaking regions in the Western Hemisphere, South America, Cuba, and Central America, Saudi Arabia, India, and Mediterranean countries such as Turkey, Greece, and Italy. Because of this, hospitals in the United States screen all newborn babies for sickle cell disease. Sickle cell disease was first discovered by a Chicago physician named James B. Herrick in 1910 when he published a paper called Sickle Cell Anemia based on what he discovered in the blood samples of a 20-year-old student from Grenada, Walter Clement Noel. The shape of the red blood cells was very irregular, but what especially attracted the attention was a large number of thin, elongated, sickle-shaped, and crescent-shaped cells. Charles F. Whitten, MD, a pediatric hematologist, he was one of the first to develop and insist on newborn screening for sickle cell disease, which was not being performed worldwide. In 1974, he formed the Sickle Cell Detection and Information Center in Detroit, Michigan, the most comprehensive community program in the country. He also created a color-coded Whitten dice to educate couples about the genetic risk of having children with sickle cell disease. He's the co-founder and president emeritus of the Sickle Cell Disease Association of America, Incorporated. Finally, there are different types of sickle cell disease, and the most common type sickle cell disease, which are inherited from their parents, HBSS. People have this form inherit 2 sickle cell genes, one from each parent. This is commonly called the sickle cell anemia and is usually the most severe form of the disease. Next is HBSC. People have this form inherit a sickle cell gene from one parent and from the other parent a gene for an abnormal hemoglobin called C. Hemoglobin is allows red blood cells to carry oxygen to all parts of the body. This is usually a milder form of sickle cell disease. Next, you have HBS, beta thalassemia. People have this form inherit one sickle cell gene from one parent and one gene for beta thalassemia, another type of anemia, from the other parent. There are 2 types of beta thalassemia, O and plus. Those with HBSC beta O usually have a severe form of sickle cell disease. People with beta plus tend to have a milder form of sickle cell disease. There are a few rare types of sickle cell disease: HBSD, HBSE, HBSO. People have these forms inherit one sickle cell gene, one gene from an abnormal type of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin, again, is a protein that allows red blood cells to carry oxygen to all parts of the body. The severity of these rare types of sickle cell diseases vary.
Faith Thomas Foundation would like to thank you for listening to The Cell. We broadcast on WGRN 94.1 FM every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. You can also stream us live on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. on WGRN 94.1. For more information on the Faith Thomas Foundation, please visit our website, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is Faith Thomas FDN.